is going down. Let's see. There you go. Official. All right, so enough goofing around. I have decided, I hate this thing. I hate it. Zoom in, zoom back out. There we go. What we can do is go this way and that way. All right, so I'm gonna buy a bike within 48 hours. I have been planning and deciding, should I get this bike or that bike? Ninja 300, Ninja 250. I got my buddy Expanko leaving weird comments on my video talking about why am I buying an old bike? Why am I buying a beginner bike? All this kinds of mumbo jumbo. I said it before, I'll say it again. The project is going through 10 years of bikes in 1 year. The idea is to essentially go back in time in a way, but not really necessarily, because if I went back in time, then I would buy the bike that I would have bought over 10 years ago when I started. But what I'm doing is I'm going back in time in terms of my riding experience. So imagine I had never ridden before and I'm back to the beginning, but the beginning is now in 2018, meaning if I actually started riding now, what bike would I buy, right? So you have to imagine that this project puts me in 2018 as a new rider who's never ridden before, looking for my first bike, looking into getting a bike, right? So what bike would I buy? Now, those of you who've been following me long enough, I'm a weirdo. I don't do what a lot of other people do, and you can like it or not, but that's one of the reasons why I'm able to enjoy the types of things that I was able to enjoy in my life. You do what most people do, you get what most people get, right? You do things a little bit different and in the right way, then you get to experience and enjoy things that most people do not. So, that being said, I have always been the guy who, like a lot of times I'll have friends who, let's just say not in the same, financial league as myself, who will buy newer items and seem to be spending more frivolously than I am. So it's like I could afford something twice as expensive as what you've bought, but yet I've bought something that's half as expensive as what you've bought. Case in point, I don't really buy a lot of new stuff. In terms of vehicles, I don't like I generally don't like to purchase new cars or motorcycles. I generally like to buy used stuff, especially cars, because modern cars right now are going away from my passions in terms of raw, visceral, manual transmissions. The bikes still have it. Unfortunately, the bikes potentially might be following the league of the cars in terms of one of the first things that I'm seeing is they are potentially going in a different direction in terms of, what do you call it? Like automatic transmission I saw as a thing. Some bike I saw that, so now it's like an automatic bike now. You're not even shifting gears, same thing cars have done. And I don't really want to say the H2 coming out with the SX version. I think that makes sense. But just in general, I think bikes might be following in a direction, some anyway, in a direction that cars have, getting more refined and all this kind of mumbo jumbo. So bottom line is, for cars, with every year that goes by, the sweet spot of what I'm looking for is becoming older and older and older, and not so interested in new things. But even if the new cars had the visceral experience, and I'm not saying none of them do, some of them do, even if they did, the initial loss that you take, I don't want to do that, right? I want to let you guys do that. Not necessarily you guys, but other people. You take that immediate loss, riding off the lot, and you ride it for a year or two, and then I will take it at a discount, right? I usually like to get that at least a 2-year discount. Just because you have money doesn't mean you spend money, right? The way to accumulate money is not by keep spending it, right? The way to accumulate money is to know how to hold on to the money and make sure that your spending is disciplined. So when you're spending money, you try to spend a lot of money on things that will increase your money, right? So you invest your money so you can multiply your money, right? And then when you splurge, or you actually sort of put money out into something that's not an investment, it's not an asset, you pick and choose, right? You have your passions. My passions are automobiles, so that's where I will a lot of times tend to spend money, but other things not so much. But even in this realm, even where I would splurge, I still have the sensibility that, I want to be making the most financially sound decision as possible. Now, that being said, you might say this project is not exactly that, because I'm definitely going to take some losses on this, because I'm going to be buying bikes and flipping them and not flipping them at a profit. And I'm not looking for bikes that are good to flip. I'm gonna probably avoid bikes that are gonna be hard to flip, because that's gonna mess up my schedule. But generally speaking, that's not the focus here. So I'm probably gonna take some losses. Every time I sell these bikes, I might not get what I paid for them. The amount of time it'll take to get what I paid for them might be too long based on my schedule. I really shouldn't be putting that information out there, because obviously potential buyers seeing this would hurt things. But I'm not too worried about it. I'm willing to take the loss on this, because I think it's an awesome journey that I'm going to be going through. I think it's going to be awesome content. I think there's going to be a lot of great information in this series that'll help you guys who are looking to buy bikes. And it's I'm really excited. I think this is really going to be an awesome project. But as far as getting started, I've been debating about what the first bike is going to be, and it's time to crap or get off the pot. So I'm not gonna goof around. I'm not gonna keep playing around. And I'm not playing around, but it's just like, should I buy this, should I buy that? I want to get my feet wet. I want to get this project going ASAP. I'm not even waiting on the promotional stuff and the editing stuff and hiring people and all the stuff that I need to get done. I'm not gonna wait on that. I want a bike now. I want to start this project now. I want to start this journey now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a bike in 48 hours. And I think what I've decided to do is I'm going to see what is the cheapest bike that I can find that I would buy as a first bike. So I'm looking at that sub $2,000 range. So probably looking at like a Ninja 250. I think there's some dual sports as well I'm looking at. As you guys know, I like the idea of dual sports for a beginner bike. They are very drop friendly. The brakes are not aggressive. The engine power is not aggressive. It's very, very beginner friendly, absolutely beginner friendly. The suspension travel is great, so you go over some rough roads, you're not gonna get thrown around. So I think dual sports are really, really, that's what I started on, KLR 250, and that's what I recommend as a great option to start with. Not for everybody's different, but for me, I think it's an outstanding option. If not that, the Ninja 250, thing I like about the Ninja 250 is the price point. It's a fun bike, reliable bike, good resale value, even though technically it's really like a standard bike, not like a sport bike. To me, I feel like it's the appropriate bike for someone who's going for sport bikes, because a dual sport 250 versus a Ninja 250. Neither of those bikes are really necessarily designed for performance riding and all that kind of stuff. But certainly the Ninja 250 is more so appropriate than the dual sport, right? I mean, taking a Ninja 250 in the twisties and really leaning it and getting into performance riding, that certainly is definitely doable. Now, doing that on Ninja 250, KLR 250, not so much. The high suspension travel and those little knobby tires, not really conducive to that sort of riding. So if you're looking to go in that direction, I think a Ninja 250 is a better option. But as a beginner, I don't know if you necessarily want to think about any of that stuff yet. because when you're beginning, you're learning how to change gears and the basics of riding a motorcycle, right? So how lean friendly or whatever the bike is, I don't think is necessarily relevant at that point. You just want to get something that's user friendly, something that's reliable, something that is drop friendly, so you're not stressed. You do not want to be worried about damaging your first bike. You do not want that distraction. So that's why I recommend drop friendly bikes. So a naked bike, a dual sport bike, those bikes are awesome. In some cases, depending on the damage, I mean, there might be some really cheap deals on some bikes that have maybe somebody knocked it over and the fairings are damaged. Who cares? You're a student, you're learning, you're gonna look silly, right? You're going to look silly. Most of you are not gonna hold on to the bikes. I think if you can afford it, holding on to your first bike is a good idea. Keep it as a practice bike, commuter bike, whatever. But most of you are probably gonna flip it, or get rid of it. So what difference does it make, right? You as a new rider, you're going to be awkward as you learn. You don't know what you're doing, so that's not going to look very cool. So you get a cool looking first bike and look not so cool because you're a new rider, or you can get a bike that so you're learning and you're not looking so cool because you're learning, and you're riding a bike that's older, maybe slightly damaged, and like who cares, right? Who cares? No one's gonna really be checking you out like, oh, look at this guy and his cool new bike when you're a new rider. It's just not gonna happen, man. Because you're going to be so awkward, even if in terms of people looking at you, you're gonna be too busy trying not to die to be. I don't mean to scare you guys, but I mean it's a skill-based thing, and you're going to be nervous, and if you're smart, you're going to be focused on your techniques and controlling the bike and staying safe, as opposed to looking at who's checking you out, right? So, but again, that's me. I think differently than most people. So my strategies may not work for you, and that's fine. You want to have a bike that looks cool for your very first bike, fine. I don't need that. I don't need that drama. So I can save me a lot of money, and I can make my learning process much more fun. I can learn faster than the people who get these pretty bikes and are going to be stressed about dropping it, right? I can remove that additional stress. I can remove that additional distraction. I can remove that additional expense, even though I can afford it. Doesn't matter. Again, just because you have the money doesn't mean that you should spend it. So to me, I feel, in my personal opinion, I have the superior beginning experience, right? To me, it's better for me. Maybe not for you, but I feel like it's a better way to learn. It promotes faster learning. And if you disagree, tell me how you disagree. Explain to me how you can learn as fast on a bike that you're worried about dropping. And who's going to buy a brand new bike, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, shiny new bike with all these fairings, knowing how much it costs, and not think about, oh, I don't want to drop this because it's gonna, and in general, you're not gonna want to drop the bike because you're gonna consider as a new rider, like, am I gonna get hurt? But on top of that, like, that's bad enough. On top of that, you're definitely gonna be considering the financial risks involved in dropping the bike, and you don't need any distractions, right? You need to be 100% focused on learning. And the more you focus on learning, the faster you can learn, the better a learning experience it can be for you. That is why I recommend older bikes, naked bikes, and even in most aggressive scenarios, slightly damaged bikes. Because again, you're not gonna look cool. I'm sorry, you're not gonna look cool as a new rider. That's just how it works. So that's it. 48 hours, I'm going to buy a bike. I'm just gonna keep looking under $2,000. I see a few that I'm looking at right now. I'm going to just start making phone calls. I'll try to document as much of the process as possible for you guys to share with you the journey, and I'll do some instructional videos while I'm doing this, going through the buying process, going through how to inspect a bike, and just the whole process, the whole buying process. So if you are also looking for a motorcycle, you're definitely going to want to follow along. And again, this channel is a notification only channel, so everyone who's subscribed, everyone who wants to follow the series, make sure you click on the bell icon next to the subscribed button. Click on the bell icon, otherwise you're not going to get notified, because this is a notification only channel. Right? So you're not going to get notified if you do not click on the bell. So every single one of you, click on the bell to get notified of the videos. Anyway, shiny side up, ride safe. Everyone have an awesome weekend. I want to give a quick shout out to Tahoe, who follows me on Instagram at carlylespicks. And he was a Ninja H2 rider who got very injured, and he's been going through several surgeries. He's got a year worth of recovery to go. It's kind of sad that he had, I don't know if it was his dream bike or not, but he definitely loved the Ninja H2, and it's sad to know that, unfortunately, he got injured. I mean, it's good that he survived. He's able to move on with his life, sort of, because again, multiple surgeries. He has another surgery next week, and good luck to you. I really, really hope things work out. And the last I heard, he says he's got a year worth of recovery still. I think it's been already a year that he's been going in the hospital because of the injuries that he sustained in the Ninja H2 crash. But the latest is, again, final surgery next week, and a year worth of recovery time still to come. So we are going to have him on the channel. He's going to give an interview and share his experience. Unfortunately, I've been super, super busy, and now that I'm getting active again, I reached out to him, and he informed me that he has another surgery next week, so he can't come on the channel until after the surgery. So I would like to wish him well. I hope that this surgery, everything goes well, and as soon as he's ready, we are ready to share the story. I think many other riders can benefit from the information that he can share. So that's about it. I'm buying a bike in 48 hours. What bike it will be, I don't know. Stay tuned for updates. Definitely follow me on Instagram at carlylespicks. That's where you're going to get the most up-to-date information about what's next. And I'll try to share with you guys the phone calls, the inspections that I'm going to do, go out to people, inspect their bikes, try to set up with some of the buyers to do like a little mini interview. These are probably going to be first-time riders, their first bike, so it'll be interesting for them to share what it's been like, why they chose to get a motorcycle, how was their experience, with their first bike. And this is fresh. This is awesome, because these are riders who just probably completed, some riders probably move fast, so probably just completed a few months of riding or something, and now they're upgrading, so they're selling the bike, right? So it'll be interesting to hear what their thoughts are. Anyway, you guys, please click on the like button. I really appreciate it. All that stuff matters. Always comment on videos. Always click on the like button. And again, every single one of you, thanks, I see the likes coming in. Every single one of you, make sure you click on the bell icon so you can get notified of the new content, because currently the way YouTube has the channel set up, and I have no control over this, it's notifications only. And even notifications are not 100%, so I have a plan about that. There's a lot of stuff that's in play right now to address a lot of the nonsense that's been going on YouTube, so we can get back to what we love, and that is motorcycles, and I love sharing that with you, and I'm going to be doing that, and I'm not going to let this silly website stop me, right? I'm not going to let the website get in my way. I'm going to take control of the situation and build up something very big outside of this platform, and basically take control. take the reins out of the hands of YouTube, so they won't have the ability to silence the content and silence the channel. They actually deleted my car channel. I had Your Fast Life car channel, was growing very quickly, doing very well. There's some 100,000 view videos on there, and they deleted it for some nonsense like spam, whatever. I wasn't spamming anyone. That was totally legit, 100% brand friendly. You guys know me. I'm not cursing. I'm not doing a bunch of nonsense, but because this website is what as it is, this is kind of nonsense. Somehow it got flagged for spam. They deleted it. I was too busy, focused on paying the bills and not on dealing with this website and their nonsense. So I wasn't even aware. When I went to log in, the channel was gone, right? So that's not going to happen again, right? I am not going to be at the mercy of this website that is so messed up in so many different ways. Anyway, this is Your Fast Life motorcycle channel, the most awesome motorcycle channel in the universe. And we are back, and we mean business. I'm buying a bike in 48 hours. I don't even know what bike I'm buying. I'm going to find a bike, I'm going to buy it, and you're going to watch it. All right, see you soon. Yay, yay. Click on the like button. Come on. Click on the like. You know you want to. If you guys don't click on the like button, I'm going to find you. And you're not going to like it. I'm just kidding. All right, let me get out of here. I got to get out of here. We're back. Your Fast Life. Boom.